There is a way to actually pass along the information for the submission form with the link itself. So if you are sending an email to your existing database asking them to join your sweepstakes, for example, how great is that you can pre-populate the email field of the submission form with their actual email address. You can also pre-populate their first name and any other information that you have about that person in your email service provider's database. So I'm going to show you the structure for doing that. It works automatically on all of our campaigns. So I'm going to give you a sample. What you see in the background here, this is a custom form, and here's basically how you get here. If you go to settings and you go over to the custom form on the left side, you can edit the custom form. Okay, this is where it's located. This is the name of the form. So on the right side here, you would click edit. This is how you get to the custom form. And the reason you need to get here is, bringing this back, you'll see that if you want to insert the first and the email, you're going to have to know the exact name of these particular fields. So it's really helpful to have this form editor up so you could see what the name of these data fields is. And here's how you structure it when you're crafting your URL. So let's say this is the campaign URL that we give you. This is the location of your campaign. You need to add parameters to the end of this in order to pass along this information. And that's what this is here. So since we're passing email in first, let's start with the first one. The way it works with links and parameters is the very first parameter has to start with a question mark. If, let's see here. So if you already have one, then the second one will be an ampersand. So the first one will have this question mark, and email is what you're going to need to grab from here. So this value has to match this exactly. Then you're going to add an equal sign, and that's where the value needs to be inserted from your email service provider. So if it's going through and sending to each person, this would be when it's sending to somebody named John, and their email address is test@test.com. This is the link it would send them to join the sweepstakes. That would tell our system that in the email field, please insert this value. Now moving on, as we mentioned before, ampersand is this is the character that you need to enter for all of your subsequent fields. So since the next one is first, and since we've already done the email, we have to use an ampersand here. First is the name of the field, which I grabbed right here, and then equal sign, and then whatever the value of that particular record is. Since this person's named John, then the email service provider will insert the name John. So if I wanted to keep going, I could keep going with an ampersand, and then let's say I know the last name. I could say and last equals Felix, if Felix was the person's last name. So you can add unlimited parameters as long as there is a corresponding field name in your submission form. It will immediately load it as soon as they load their sweepstakes or photo contest or any of our campaigns.